Hi everyone, and welcome to lesson 3.6 in geometry. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at another form of an equation called the point-slope formula, or point-slope form. Once again, more of a review from Algebra 1. So this formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so that's the basic form of this formula. And to have the point slope formula, basically you need to have a point and a slope. And you go ahead and you put it in this formula. So m right here is your slope, and your point, your x and the y of your point is right here. y1, x1. So let's look how it works. In this formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, what we do is we take our, we go ahead and we take our point and our slope and we substitute it in. So let's look at it here. Here is our slope, that's our m. We have our x1, our x goes into x1. Our y goes into y1. So we go ahead and we put it in. Y minus 1 equals 2 times x minus 4. And now to find the point in the slope, to put this into slope-intercept form, what we do is we distribute. So we take this and we distribute our slope. Y minus 1 equals 2x minus 8. Then we add a 1 to both sides because we have to get y by itself, and that's your final answer. So basically what we're doing is we're taking some information where we're giving a slope and a point. We're putting it into the point-slope formula to put it into the slope-intercept formula. So now we know the slope and the intercept so we can graph it. So let's try this one. Right? We have a y minus our y, which is 4, equals our slope, which is a half, times x minus our x, which is 2. I have to distribute this. So I have y minus 4 equals 1/2 x, and 1/2 times negative 2 is negative 1. And now I add a 4 to both sides, and I have y equals 1/2 x plus 3. All right, 3 and 4, I'll have you guys do in class. All right, now what about when you're given 2 points? Well, you need a point and a slope. And notice you're missing your slope. Well, we have to find our slope. Remember the slope formula? M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to find our slope. We take our y minus our y, right? So we take our y minus our y over our x minus our x. This is really a positive, right? So that's 8. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4, so this will be a slope of negative 2. So now we can go ahead and put it in our point-slope form. We take any point, right? We can have, this is a point, and this is a point. It doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to choose the 1, negative 1, because 1 seems easier to deal with. So I take my y minus my y, equals my slope of negative 2 times my x minus my x. I distribute that, which gives me, I'll put it over here, y, now negative is positive, okay, equals negative 2x plus 2. And now I just minus 1, I minus 1, so I have y equals negative 2x minus 1. And now I'm done. Let's try another one. We'll find the slope. You got the y minus the y over the x minus the x. This is really positive, right? 2 negatives make a positive. So this gets me a negative 3 over negative 9. So that would be positive 1/3 is my slope. So now I can write this down. Y, now I'll choose any of these points. I'll just choose this one. Minus negative 7 equals my slope of 1/3 times x minus my x, which is a negative 6. Now these double negatives, we can make them positives before we proceed, just to make it easier on ourselves. So now I have to distribute this. Y plus 7 equals 1/3 x. 6 times 1 is 6 over 3, which is 2. Now I minus a 7 and minus a 7, so y equals 1/3 x minus 5. All right, and you'll go ahead and do 7 and 8 in class. So now, writing parallel and perpendicular equations. Remember, it all has to do with the slope. When it's parallel, slope is the same. Perpendicular, slope is the negative reciprocal, right? So write an equation parallel to that line. So what we do is we find the slope first. Slope is 2. So we know our new line has to have a 2. And it passes through this point. Well, guess what we have? We have a point and a slope. So we can put it in our point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So when we go ahead and we do that, we have our y minus our y equals our slope times x minus our x. Well, the negative negative is a positive, and that's a positive 2. Negative negative. And now we distribute. Y plus 1 equals 2x plus 8. Now we can go this way when I minus my 1. So y equals 2x plus 7. And that's the equation of a line that's parallel, because see how we have the same slopes that goes through that point. All right, so now I'll let you try these next two. Let's do a perpendicular one. So a perpendicular one, if my original equation, my slope is this, that's a positive 3/4. So I'm looking for a negative 4/3. So that's the slope that I have to deal with for a perpendicular line. So once again, I do the same thing, right? My y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to go ahead and use this point, 3, negative 3. So y minus a negative 3 equals negative 4/3 times x minus 3. Well, let's get rid of that negative sign, that double negative. So y plus 3 equals 4/3 x. Negative 3 times 4 is 12, right? And 12 divided by 3 is 4, so that'll be a negative 4. And minus 3 minus 3. So that's y equals 4/3 x minus 7. And that would be the equation of a line that is perpendicular to one with a slope of 4/3 that goes through point 3, negative 3. All right, so the rest we will go through in class. I'm happy that I was able to keep this a little on the short side, and let me know if you have any questions.